Alright, right now, kind of enjoying Curse of the Dead Gods. I don't think I'm going to have too many more full streams of it. I'm not sure it's a game that really survives full day streaming, but I'm going to full day stream it probably today. Looking to move into something a little bit deeper in the next couple days. Not sure what that's going to be yet. I need to decide if I want to double down on Warhammer, which I like a lot. I think in learning the multiplayer eventually will be very rewarding, but it feels like a hell of a lot of upfront cost, right? It's going to be a lot of memorizing units. Not so much memorizing unit stats, a lot of figuring out units and playing a game that's only kind of moderately interesting right now. Like, I like the game, I like the fights. I'm not sure if I'm going to gain a lot more enjoyment out of it doing a bunch of multiplayer matches or not, and it's going to take a lot of commitment to do that. I'm kind of not really feeling Gears Tactics right now. Like, playing through it, it felt very samey. Every time I tune on a stream of someone else playing it, it feels very samey. And it felt pretty easy. Even on the hardest difficulty, I wasn't feeling like my decisions were particularly meaningful, which I really dislike in games. I hate that floaty feeling of, well, I could do whatever the fuck I want, including pass out and face roll on my keyboard to win. Other than that, I kind of have some interest in looking at Urtuk again. I kind of have some interest in looking at Battletech again, but I suspect that's just not going to really fly on the channel. Really like to play another Rogue Tech run. I enjoyed that game immensely. But trying to decide what's next. We have a fair number of games coming up again, but that will probably be a week and a half or so, and we'll do another tryout day. But trying to decide what we want to double down on from the existing kind of pool of games. So, I don't know, if you guys have thoughts on that, please share them. Wouldn't mind having that conversation bouncing around a little bit today. So, let's see. Let's see where we are right now. Currently running corruption takes more corruption to get curses. Start with gold, and gear found in chests or dropped by enemies has a higher chance of being higher quality. Ask Filthy's wife anything. That's the scary bit of letting her loose on the internet, for sure. I stop her from telling good stories? I do not. At what point have I ever stopped her from telling a good story? No, didn't happen. Did not happen. I tend to laugh stuff off or make a joke. That's because what she's comfortable sharing with fucking everyone is like crazy. Let's get our first run going. Uh-oh. Wait. This is a personal meeting between chat and myself. You weren't invited? Keep to your own stuff. Mind your own business. You need to explain? Yeah. I'm gonna mute the mic and then you can, no. What is it you wanted to say? Too many porn viruses. I don't think so. I think it's a CPU issue. My personal suspicion is there's a... nice shot for me. Nice work, dude. My personal suspicion is there's a problem with one of the cores in the PC, and that it's having some particular interaction with OBS. It only crashes with OBS. It doesn't crash with any other program. And the crash is only OBS crashing. So no other... So the computer doesn't crash, the other programs don't crash, it's just OBS. So my suspicion is it's probably a CPU core interaction with OBS, and that until I figure out a way to prove that, AMD basically was like, run these tests. I ran these tests, it didn't show anything, and they're like, no, we don't believe you, it's not a core problem. But everything else shows is fucking fine, so it's kind of... I think it's there, but I don't know how to get more in depth with that. I've done a bunch of memory tests. I've done a bunch of CPU tests. I can get issues. I can get the CPU to show problems when I run some of the really deep tests for looking for CPU issues, but they're not the same ones that AMD suggests to use. And AMD ones have come back with nothing but negatives, right? So it's really kind of a pain in the ass to figure out exactly what this is. And it's time intensive, right? Each of these tests is like an overnight thing. So it's like... And then it doesn't happen every time, right? Like the tests come back negative every time. But like even if I like test stream, so I can set up an OBS test stream, which is basically I'm streaming, but I'm streaming to like a false domain kind of, so it doesn't actually go out live. And that doesn't guarantee a crash. I can have 8-hour days with no crash. I can have 10-hour days with no crash, right? So I can't duplicate the crash when I want to duplicate it, which makes it really, really hard to test if any changes you make it better. So the only way I can find out if a change doesn't make it better is I've changed something, and I probably realistically, from a scientific like method kind of perspective, want to change one thing at a time, so I'm not just changing like 10 things differently in the setup of a PC when I have no idea why, and then test it. But that's like a day every single time. Freak, do a haircut in your class AMA? I was thinking about it. Not that. I mean, my hair's getting to the point where it's almost unmanageable right now. It's so fucking irritating. So I'm kind of wondering about, oops, did not mean to charge there. Probably getting her to just like run a, like, I don't even know how to do it. A beard trimmer? Gonna beard trim the rest of my hair away, perhaps? Roguelike is coined from being like an old game called Rogue. It's basically a game that has a shortish run where death is like a with out of run progression. Oh, that's kind of helpful actually. Yeah, I was gonna, but like, I don't know. Could I make that something fun for the stream? Maybe. I don't know if I want to stream a haircut stream. That seems pretty boring, but. All right, what do we have in this room? We've got our secret door. We got a curse, which makes our torch less good as a torch. It means we can't light things on. I hate it when they do that with the hammer. A little bit of non-corruption based damage doesn't really hurt us much right now. Alright, we got a build starting to come together a little bit. We gotta get extended greed timers so I can really take advantage of the corruption. Because we're right there, we just missed -2 corruption because I couldn't kill that in the time period. The darkness orb is really good. Do I have a PhD or a master's? I have a master's. I left before completing my PhD, but after completing my master's. Yeah, we have damage in the light with our hammer, but it's not really that relevant. We can't generate light while we're swinging that hammer. The only time that would work is if the hammer had fire on it as well, or we had like a secondary weapon that we were tapping people, and I haven't found it to be action, I think it'd be much of an action payoff for using one weapon to set people on fire while then doing damage with another. Removal we have right now. Do I need to have PhD or a master's to practice psychology as a therapist? I've never wanted to be a therapist. My training is in research psychology, not in clinical psychology. It's a pretty common misconception about psychology. Everyone's first assumption is that they assume you're in counseling or that you're in clinical psychology. I have no interest in listening to other people's problems and trying to fix them. It just is not me at all. Oh no! Okay, I almost got trapped by that. Animation locked by the hammer. Bad timing on both those. And again, bad timing. I thought he was supposed to go back to the middle when he cast that spell. So we're not actually comboing there. I have to tap faster to get the combo, but the little mini swing that just staggers is pretty nice. No! Animation locked, unfortunately. He's pretty close to dead. God, they did so much damage to us, though. We just took 600 plus damage in that fight. So. Alright. Visions of Madness. Is this damage? Taking damage causes hallucinations is kind of... It's okay. It's kind of a neat thing to watch. It's a little bit annoying not to be able to see your health bar. Is there 2 of these? Blown up. It's pretty annoying. I thought I canceled that. I just tapped the wrong button and got fucking annihilated. Nice. God, these things are such annoying units. Wow. Get destroyed, Filthy. Get better. I could have parried some of that shit, but we just took like... Remember we were at full health, right? We just took 900 damage. Amazing. What a way to go. What a way to go. Oh, shame. Oh no, auto fairy, you almost saved me from any damage there. Still got hit once, but avoided the second attack there. Perfects are supposed to be lighting him on fire, so I guess I'm hitting less perfects than I thought I was. We do extra damage to units that are lit on fire. I'm like, oh, that's almost a guaranteed on fire bonus, but it really isn't. Maybe I should have taken the other one. I'm still not two-tapping them. Seems kind of crazy. I'm just not sure it will keep scaling, so do I want to keep this weapon? The weapon type itself doesn't seem particularly exceptional. It's like not as good as the shield, for example, but its actual damage has been really nice. Traps over here, chat. I know because I found them. It's good. Now we know. That'll be helpful knowledge to have. I haven't really messed with poison weapons before. The dot is actually picked up some kills there, which was kind of surprising. Alright, I gotta fight this boss with a fucking two-hander. It's a little bit scary. Chunks him though pretty hard. Ready. Cheater boss. So I dropped the minus 75% incoming corruption. I don't know if that's any good or not. I'll have a look at losing. Oh, it doesn't scale at all. It just scales on fire. That's fine. Everything scales on Dex. What the fuck is this? I've never been in any of these places. Imagine immediately dropping the minus 75% corruption and then getting hit by 20 corruption. Uh-oh, elite spinners? That feels like bullshit. Out of stem! Well, we took a little more corruption than I wanted there, I think. I do hate spears. Convince me. Touch of sorrow. No, torch of sorrow. It's a room that's more than 5 dodges worth of dodge. Thank you guys. Alright, another 45% of fire damage is a fuck yeah. This guy's really big. Oh, he summons elites. What is it? With the dodge. Shit. It's incredible. I haven't played console games my entire life, but here I am wrecking them. Just like this. And wrecking that trap with my face. Seems like a kind of lame spawn. Oh, he parried it. Where'd to parry? I mean, I parry all the time. Granted, not ever when I'm playing, but just in life, I'm often parrying. Are you not dead yet? I feel like I've been hitting you for an extremely large portion of my life. Come closer. Closer. Good. Cool. Oh, wait. I'm trying to dodge behind him. Claws are letting me dodge faster. I think as I drink more alcohol, my reflexes just accelerate. I'm pretty sure that's what's happening. I think you have the right idea. Certainly claws allow me to show you the full extent of my reflexes, which are probably hidden by something as slow an animation locked as, say, the hammer. Here I am on the claws, able to do pretty much whatever I wish, because I get to act in the spaces between your thoughts. This is red haze. I don't like it. I don't trust it. Being red hazed. When I go in here, it gets worse. Incoming boss. I don't know what this boss does, but I'm terrified. No, the floor is on fire. Can I just not step into the floor being on fire? Rather hard to be out of fucking health. Too bad. I'm never gonna get a run this good again. Fuck. I haven't fought this guy before. doesn't seem that bad yet. He just hits really hard. How close were we? What was his percentage? That wasn't too bad. Too greedy? How was that greedy? How is greed even related to what just happened there? We went into that with 2,400 health. I attacked as he was charging. I think that was greedy. Gotta hit him, dude. The longer I stay there, the more I get wrecked by his mechanics. Chat says, your progress makes me feel better about mine. Oh, I'm glad I'm here to prop up your fragile ego. It's good. It's good.